They said it was an accident, until the body cam leaked. It was supposed to be a routine traffic stop. Saturday night, small town Alabama. 17-year-old Malik Greene had just left his cousin's birthday party. He wasn't speeding, wasn't swerving, but his taillight was out, and in this part of town that was enough. Two sheriff's deputies pulled him over at 11:42 p.m. They claimed they smelled marijuana. No drugs were found, but they made Malik get out anyway. That's the last time anyone saw him alive. By 4:15 a.m., Malik was dead. The official police statement said he became uncooperative, was taken into custody, and was later found unresponsive in his cell. The coroner ruled it a suicide, death by hanging. Case closed. Except, no one in Malik's family believed it. His mother, Trina Greene, broke down outside the county jail the next morning. He was a good kid, never been in trouble. Why would he kill himself over a traffic stop? She begged for answers. She begged for the footage. But the sheriff's department had excuses. The body cams malfunctioned. We're reviewing the tapes. It's an active investigation. They held a press conference 3 days later. They stood in front of reporters and said there was no evidence of misconduct. But Trina wouldn't let it go. She called every journalist, every lawyer, every activist she could find. Then, 6 days after Malik's death, everything changed. A video appeared online, anonymously uploaded to a Reddit thread titled, "They're Lying. Watch what really happened to Malik Greene." The footage was dark and shaky. A timestamp read, 11:47 p.m. It was bodycam footage, not from the officers who made the stop, but from a rookie deputy arriving late to the scene. In the clip, Malik is handcuffed, standing beside his car, crying. One officer is yelling, the other is laughing. Malik keeps repeating, "I didn't do anything, man. I didn't do nothing." Then he says it, clearly, "I can't breathe." The other officer responds, "You can't breathe, but you sure can talk, huh?" Seconds later, the rookie's camera jolts. Someone yells, "Turn that shit off." The screen cuts to black. It wasn't long before the footage was taken down. But by then, it had already been downloaded, shared, reposted, and dissected. The internet exploded. Malik's name was trending nationwide. Protests erupted across Alabama. National media showed up. The FBI quietly arrived 2 days later. But what investigators were about to uncover wouldn't just expose what happened to Malik. It would reveal a pattern, a history, of other young black men, other accidents, other families still waiting for the truth. The leaked bodycam footage changed everything. Within hours, national civil rights attorneys were in Alabama. By the next morning, the Department of Justice had launched a formal investigation into the Greene County Sheriff's Office. And what they found was beyond horrifying. Let's go back. 2 years earlier, a 22-year-old man named Darnell Brooks died in custody after being picked up for resisting arrest during a jaywalking citation. No video was ever released. The police claimed he had a seizure in his cell. The coroner's report? Inconclusive. His mother said he didn't even have epilepsy. She filed a complaint. No one followed up. 6 months before that, a 19-year-old named Kendrick Miles was arrested outside a gas station after a confrontation with a deputy. The deputy claimed Kendrick tried to grab his gun. Kendrick was shot in the chest twice. The gas station's security footage was corrupted, and the body cam was mysteriously not recording. Case ruled as self-defense. There were more. A local journalist, Jasmine Reese, had been investigating these cases for years. No one listened. She dug up 6 other deaths in custody over the last decade, all black men between the ages of 17 and 30. Every case followed the same script. Non-compliant suspect, medical emergency in holding, no foul play suspected, ongoing investigation, and every case ended in silence. No charges, no footage, no answers. But Malik's case broke the cycle, because this time there was video. This time there was a name, shared, reposted, shouted in protests from Atlanta to Chicago. Say his name, Malik Greene. The FBI subpoenaed internal reports, disciplinary records, even radio transmissions from that night. What they uncovered was damning. The two arresting deputies had 7 prior use-of-force complaints. One of them had tossed a minor during a school incident and never faced consequences. The internal memos showed the department had knowingly destroyed dashboard footage from a 2022 traffic stop that resulted in a death. And then came the biggest bombshell yet. A whistleblower came forward. A 24-year-old dispatcher named Erica, who had worked the jail's night shift the night Malik died. She testified under oath that Malik was still alive when he was brought in. He was bleeding, shaking, and begged to go to the hospital. She said she heard one of the deputies say, "We'll deal with it when the report's filed." Less than 90 minutes later, he was dead. She was told to forget what she heard. She didn't. As national pressure grew, the state's attorney general was forced to act. The 2 officers who arrested Malik were placed on administrative leave, but still hadn't been charged. In a televised town hall, Malik's mother asked, "If I had done to their son what they did to mine, would I be on administrative leave too?" The crowd erupted. The truth was no longer just about Malik. It was about all the others. It was about how many names never made it to hashtags. But one question still lingered. Who leaked the video? Because whoever did might be in danger. And what that person knew was about to reveal how far the cover-up truly went. The leak of Malik Greene's bodycam footage was never supposed to happen. It didn't come from a reporter. It didn't come from a hacker. It came from inside. And now, that person was missing. Her name was Deputy Alana Pierce, 24 years old. First black woman to serve under the Greene County Sheriff in over a decade. Quiet, disciplined, the kind of officer who still believed in justice until she saw what was happening from the inside. She didn't know Malik personally, but when she walked into the evidence room 2 days after his death and saw the untouched bodycam files marked "Do Not Archive," she knew something wasn't right, so she copied the footage, put it on a USB, and sent it anonymously to a friend she trusted, a former college roommate now working in tech who knew how to leak things quietly. For a few days, she felt relief. The world had seen the truth. People were rallying. Protest signs had Malik's name written in bold red paint. Cameras were outside the sheriff's department. But then, things changed. Her shift schedule was suddenly cut. Her locker was searched. 2 senior officers warned her in hushed voices. "You're making this department look bad. You better watch yourself." And then she disappeared. Alana's last known location was her apartment on a quiet street just outside town. Surveillance footage from a neighbor's Ring camera caught her walking to her car around 6:12 a.m., wearing her uniform. She never made it to work. Her car was found abandoned 2 counties away. Keys still in the ignition, phone missing, driver's seat pushed all the way back. No signs of a struggle, no leads, and no official statement from the sheriff's department. But the people weren't silent. They knew. The town knew. Everyone knew. They started chanting her name alongside Malik's at protests. Justice for Malik. Justice for Alana. Then another twist. A week after Alana went missing, a second video leaked online. This time, it wasn't from a body cam. It was jail security footage from the hallway outside Malik's holding cell. No audio, just grainy, silent footage, but clear enough to show 2 deputies entering Malik's cell at 3:38 a.m. They stay inside for 9 minutes. Then they walk out alone. At 4:12 a.m., a 3rd deputy opens the cell, looks inside, and runs for help. That tape was supposed to be erased. And yet, there it was, shared across social media with the caption, "They didn't expect this one to survive." That footage came with a chilling message, posted to the same anonymous Reddit account that leaked the bodycam video. "They silenced one of us. We're not done." The sheriff's department was now in full crisis mode. Federal agents raided the precinct, seizing hard drives, disciplinary files, and unlogged evidence boxes. A special grand jury was assembled. Civil rights lawyers filed wrongful death lawsuits on behalf of not just Malik, but 6 other families. But here's the final twist. Someone inside the DA's office was tipping the sheriff off. A mole. Someone leaking info on who was testifying, what files were being subpoenaed, and which deputies were about to face indictments. And once the leak inside the justice system was uncovered, everything would come crashing down. The grand jury investigation into Malik Greene's death was underway. Dozens of subpoenas, hundreds of pages of sealed documents, federal agents, media trucks, national pressure, and still, somehow, every time a witness prepared to testify, the sheriff's department already knew what was coming. Someone was leaking. Started small. A file that was supposed to remain sealed was suddenly missing from the courthouse. Then a witness, an ex-deputy, refused to show up, citing personal threats. His front door had been spray-painted. Snitches get buried. It was clear. Someone on the inside was feeding information to those under investigation. And then, one brave employee came forward. Her name was Sierra Torres, 29 years old, legal clerk at the district attorney's office. She'd kept quiet until she noticed a pattern in the system's internal case management software. Files related to Malik Greene, Alana Pierce, and the other deaths in custody cases were being accessed after hours by someone who had no clearance. The name on the access logs? Assistant District Attorney Michael Dane. To the public, Dane was clean-cut, a rising star, always on camera during press conferences. But privately, he had deep ties to Greene County law enforcement. His father, a former sheriff. His brother, still on the force. Sierra dug deeper, and what she found was chilling. Dane had personally shut down investigations into 4 of the past in-custody deaths. He had pressured coroners to list undetermined causes of death. And he'd even co-authored internal memos recommending no charges in Malik's case, before the grand jury even convened. When federal investigators confronted him with the access logs, Dane denied everything. Then he lawyered up. Then he vanished. He was last seen leaving a courthouse parking lot. That same night, a fire broke out in the storage room of the DA's office, right where the sealed evidence boxes were stored. Files were destroyed. Backup servers were corrupted. The case was collapsing. But there was one thing Dane didn't know. Alana Pierce had made a copy. The rookie deputy who leaked Malik's bodycam footage? Before she disappeared, she'd uploaded a private drive to the cloud. Encrypted, hidden, labeled only with a timestamp. When journalists working with Malik's family finally cracked it, they found internal emails, suppressed incident reports, and, most shocking of all, an audio file. It was a recording Alana had made on her personal phone, the night of Malik's arrest. You hear Malik cry. You hear the deputies laughing. Then this, Deputy 1. You know who his uncle is? Deputy 2. Yeah, one of those loudmouths that keeps pushing all that BLM shit. Deputy 1. Guess he gonna be real quiet now. Silence. A thud. A choked breath. Then one last voice. This didn't happen. You understand. The audio, the leaked footage, and the DA access logs, everything came crashing down. Michael Dane was indicted on obstruction and conspiracy. The 2 deputies who arrested Malik were charged with second-degree murder. The civil cases were reopened for 7 families. And the Greene County Sheriff's Office was placed under federal oversight. But not everything had a resolution. Alana Pierce is still missing. Some believe she was taken. Others think she's hiding. A mural of her face now stands next to Malik's in downtown Montgomery. Painted on the wall of the courthouse she once walked past in uniform. The words beside it read, "Truth doesn't die in the dark. It leaks."